Barbecue of the Sun is trying to protect those, and the real party and the real decision only starts towards Castle Age.
Yeah, yeah. You know what's a really cheesy strategy on this map, which is pretty hilarious, which I would pay some big money to see, would be, so basically you just turtle on your island and then you go fast Fire Lancer, which is going to be in the Yuan dynasty. You get like 1 million Fire Lancers and you do a naval transport drop like right across the little peninsula there. Ooh. And you just like go snipe landmarks. It is the funniest thing ever. However, against China, who does have extra landmarks, I don't know how effective that would be, but yeah, it's pretty darn strong on this map. I have a feeling we could see some Fire Lancer play here in this game.
1 million sounds like a very reasonable number as well. That
like
should
60.
Probably snipe all. Yeah,
they're pretty good, man. Fire Lancer is definitely very impactful, and they actually do with good micro. Fire Lancers can do surprisingly good damage against armor. You would think that would be their weakness, right? But the splash against men-at-arms and Lancers actually can be okay. Now, in your experience, what has been the best answer against Fire Lancers? Is it typically like spears and heavily armored cavalry backed by mangonels? What has been your answer when you have run into them on sparse occasions?
Stone walls.
What was that?
Stone walls.
Oh, I thought
just stonewall everything.
Yeah.
And just pray that they don't find a hole and just try one-dimensional push through the center, siege and pikemen or spearmen.
Yeah, it's just like The Shining. They're just like at the door with the axe, and you're just like hiding behind the walls. Yeah,
already crying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So standard openings for both players. We got a lumber camp for both initially, so there's not going to be any shenanigans with like a very fast, barracks or something. Maybe getting some supervisor barracks play in the beginning. We get a dock set up for the Chinese of MarineLorD on the east side of his base, and it looks like the dock for Mista is already up. But look at this, we have triple scouts coming out from MarineLorD trying to torch down the dock.
Maybe someone can give us a history lesson from yesterday. I think MarineLorD even bragged about yesterday, I won a game by only building Dark Age scouts.
Could
this
happen.
One looks like a really good opening here as well, because if he kills that dock, it's such a big advantage. Let's see if Mr. can get on enough scouts. Third one, 10 seconds away.
Yeah, so he did delay his own dock here, but now he's already got the dock going. He's going to be pumping him out here. Mista does have double scout, and the triple scout's going to be out here soon, so I think the dock should be fine. It probably would be prudent for Mista maybe to pull a villager as well, just to repair it in case it gets lit on fire, because it will be taking progressive damage. What do you think?
Let's see. Maybe Mista goes even for a fourth one, wants to be super safe. I would not mind pulling a villager. I think with 4 scouts, he can simply take the engagement and, yeah, is forcing MarineLorD away.
MarineLorD does have the advantage of the battle sheep, so he's got the morale sheep nearby. So those guys, of course, will lend their maws to this fight. And yes, we do get the 4 scouts for Mista, and that should be able to push them back. And it looks like we're going to be getting a fairly standard game now. Current fishing count for Mista is at 4, whereas MarineLorD just now getting a second ship, so the early gamble may not have paid off there.
Nice reaction for sure. Maybe a 4th scout could have done something. Maybe even go for wild approaches. Remember, spearman rushes, we have seen it more and more, and that's way easier to counter. You can't just cancel villagers and go for scouts.
Absolutely, man. And are you seeing this treachery on the east side of the map? We have 2 more scouts coming in for MarineLorD. So MarineLorD's pouring it on even more. So it looks like, is he going to keep a constant stream of scouts? No, it looks like he switched back to villager production, but he did make 2 more scouts, and there are going to be 5 against 4 at this point. And the dock is pretty close to being lit on fire. So this is why I think pulling a villager to repair it might have been a good call. Let's see if he will take the damage here. But yeah, villager is pulled instantly from Mista. He knows he needs to take care of this.
Okay, and only 2 scouts won't do too much, but overall it's now 5 against 4 scouts. I think this is the moment where the Mista indeed needs to queue up scouts. Pulls the villager away, he will let that dock burn down.
Oh man, I don't think that's the right play. He's going to be, like, his whole food economy is going to be being tanked into the pits of hell. Yeah, he gets his scouts back, but the other scouts of MarineLorD are right behind him with their battle sheep. And there's only 160 HP plus the fire. Man, why would he not repair that? He's going to be so far behind, he's going to have to build another dock at this point.
I don't understand it at all. I think even if you lose 2 villagers, that's fine. Otherwise, you have 6 fishing ships idle. That can't be the better trade.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking pretty rough here. So now we have the scout duel, but I mean, that's got to be... And Mista does not want to go out this way either, because now we're looking at MarineLorD, and let's see, he's got, 5 fishing boats up here. But yeah, those 6 boats just sitting idle. Mista will be able to resecure this, but that's going to be another, huge chunk of lumber as well.
Oh, man. And Warship apparently really helping out. MarineLorD doing so much damage against the scout, but Mista's micros on point as well.
Dude, the Warsheep are the coolest thing. Did they have, I haven't played Age of Empires 2 since I was a wee lad. Did they have like, I know in the Rome Total War games they had some battle pigs. Did they have anything like that in Age of Empires 2?
No, there are some maps where we had like wolves that can be a scout and can fight pretty well, but sheep were always really friendly.
So, a second dock being set up here in the southeast, and it looks like there was an outpost coming up as well from TheMista. I think he's going to have to defend this the good old-fashioned way, so it seemed like he responded pretty quick during that main conflict. And now we do have Castle Age coming, not Castle Age, Feudal Age, excuse me. And the Barbican's going to be built on the shoreline right here.
Oh, makes lots of sense. Now another dock at the top, so Mr. probably down 300 wood and a lot of food income. Really nice opening for MarineLorD again. He's just so good at this early aggression.
He is, yeah. And Mista scouts are relatively damaged as well. If we're looking at 3 of them, they're all at like sub-half health. And the health of MarineLorD scouts overall are much better. Are we going to be seeing another scout coming out? No, we have an official coming out. And is he just going to be giving up this dock again? And maybe trying to build another one? Okay, he built another one up in the north and has an outpost coming up to stop this scout aggression. Man, MarineLorD is getting such good value for this.
Yeah.
Brutal.
And will be up earlier to Feudal Age, so much going right for him. Lovely, lovely aggression. And he has so much experience. Like, that's his opening in so many of those mixed maps. I'm surprised that people haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah, and the Barbecue of the Sun is coming up as well from Mista. It's going to be a much more conservative variant. I'm surprised we're not seeing the Barbecue of the Sun being built by the dock. Because, again, it can be a very good anti-ship tool. And look at this. Man, MarineLorD is going to be shutting down the gold now as well. Actually torching that mining camp. This just is brutal, dude. Mista is having to spend so much extra wood on rebuilding his infrastructure that his navy is probably going to be suffering.
Yeah, and that's not only the 50 wood, but also some tax. Feudal Age will be, well, what will he have going for himself? Can't go to castle. Can't go onto stone for extra town centers.
All because of one extra scout. Like, it's crazy. He actually has 5 scouts of his own, but he's just not able to win those engagements. Maybe the animation canceling a little bit stronger for MarineLorD, who knows? But Barbecue of the Sun is now up, and gold will be rebuilt. But, like, this entire time, MarineLorD, looking at the income per minute, obviously crushing on gold. Mista is still doing a little bit better on food in his defense. But look at this. There is a junk. The mighty junk of MarineLorD is in the river, and the fishing fleet is going to be pretty heavily pressured here. I don't know why we didn't see the barbecue built up by that dock there, you know?
Maybe he didn't feel confident enough to send villagers out with all the scouts out, and oh boy!
That is a GG, and MarineLorD with convincing Dark Age pressure, able to clinch the victory there, going on to the grand finals. A little bit anticlimactic, but nonetheless, still very, very interesting dynamics and strategies there.
Oh man, what a sick play. So much aggression there with the early scouts. Animation canceling used to perfection there. So much damage against those docks, and Mr. Simply coming out second place in those scout wars.
Yeah, the scout wars were pretty big, obviously. I think a couple mistakes not pulling villagers. I think it would have been worth because Mista had a pretty substantial advantage there in terms of fishing, right? He had like 4 boats to his opponent's 1. I think if he had pulled like 4 villagers, build an outpost there, and just settle the issue, right? Like, it's just done at that point. You can just play a normal game. Yeah, you give up a little bit of mining time, but you already have the fishing lead. Granted, he probably didn't maybe know he had that kind of a fishing lead, but I think he just needed to have more of a firm response there to that engagement.
Yeah. Maybe produce 1 more scout. It's tricky to say, right? He chased those to the left-hand side and probably felt, okay, now it's all good. I defended this one quite nicely, but simply needed to produce more scouts. Maybe walling off the right-hand side could be an option, but it's like you're playing this one so much in the dark, and that's what I said. On those maps, right now it feels so meta to at least open